Aloha! Welcome to Tiki Pizza. This is the channel where Mookie and myself, Chappie, combine our love of tiki culture and pizza. All right, we're doing a recipe from the Pizza Diet by Pasquale Cozzolino. The key to the pizza dough recipe is he uses stone ground flour. And today we're going to be using some stone ground whole wheat flour. It's going to be very healthy and we might lose some weight. All right, so today we're making a big batch of pizza dough from the Pizza Diet. And we're going to use the stone ground whole wheat flour. So there it is. Starting out, we're going to measure off 37 ounces of cold water. All right, so there's 8 ounces. So we're going to do 4 8 ounces, which is 32 plus another 5. So I'll just measure that off. All right, the next part is a little bit more difficult. We need to measure off 3.65 pounds of stone ground whole wheat flour. This is a 5-pound bag or 2.27 kgs. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of math here. So I did the conversion. Now I just have a small scale, so I'm going to have to measure it in increments. But 3.65 pounds translates into 1,655 grams. So we'll be working in grams. All right, and I got a pen and paper, so I'm just gonna keep a tally as I measure off the grams of stone ground flour and put them to the side. Because eventually we're gonna only use 20% of that flour with the water to make a slurry. But we'll get to that in a sec. All right, so we're gonna measure off 1,655 grams of whole wheat flour. We'll put the 155 at the bottom. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 1,200. So we need another 200 is 1,400. Plus. And then another 100 is 1,500, and then the 155 is 1,655. So we need another 200 and another 100.
There's your 200. And we just need one more 100. There it is. 100. And that gives us 1,655 grams. Now I need to figure out 20% of 1,655 to make our slurry.
Okay, so from the big bowl, I'm going to measure off 82.75 grams, which is 20% of the 1,655 grams. And then we're going to add it to the water. Before we do that, though, we're going to add yeast. And again, this is cold water. So just a teaspoon of dry yeast. I'm not going to measure it. We will give it a little mixy. So again, that's a tablespoon or a teaspoon of dry active yeast into the cold water. And now we're going to measure off 82.7 grams of flour coming from the 1,655 grams of flour we just measured off. It's 91. Okay, we got 81. Shot up to 85. Okay, we got 82.64. That's pretty close to the 82.75. So we're just going to add 82.75 grams of stone ground whole wheat flour to our yeast and water just to make a slurry. Okay. So basically what we've done, we've measured off our ingredients. We poured the water in a large mixing bowl. We added the yeast. We let the yeast dissolve. And then I added 20% of the flour to mix until we got a creamy slurry has formed. Then we're going to add the salt. It says 3 tablespoons of sea salt. Not going to measure the salt. And even though the water is cold, I can still see it bubbling, so the yeast is working. Okay, then we're going to add the remaining flour and we're going to knead it by hand for 5 minutes. All right, so I'm just going to add the flour to the slurry and then I'll be back to knead it by hand. All right, so I added a step to my giant pizza dough. I decided to cure the pizza dough. That means I rolled it out and let it dry out overnight to get the thin crust Chicago style pizza. So this is kind of, the dough has a real leathery feel to it. And it's again called curing the pizza dough to get it extra like cracker-like thin. And I think I'm going to make a Hawaiian pizza today. Now I got a little trick for the sauce to make the sauce super flavorful. The pineapples really go well with the ham on the pizza. So I'm going to add a little bit of the pineapple juice to the pizza sauce, or the liquid from the canned pineapples. And it's going to really bring out the flavor in the ham and sweeten up the ham. So probably use about half of that can. And then here's my secret trick. I'm adding the pineapple liquid to the sauce. And it's going to sweeten it up, and it's going to complement the ham on the pizza extremely well. I got this idea from Howard's Pizza in Great Falls. They do a thin crust pizza, and when I ordered the ham and pineapple, they use big plump chunks of pineapple, and the juices would go down into the ham and flavor the ham. So I thought, why not flavor the pizza sauce? Okay, now here comes a little bit, every last bit of that delicious sauce. Might as well go all the way to the edge. Okay, and here's my diet trick. So I was just looking at the calories. This is a bone smokeless ham slice. One slice is 80 calories. And then I looked at the prosciutto, and 3 slices is 80 calories. So we're going to cut calories using prosciutto ham. And this is a cured ham. Generally it's from the Parma region. Now, if you get Parma, I think it's called cotto ham. That's the cooked ham. But this is the cured ham. And it's super thin, so that's probably why it is less calories. But we'll be able to encompass the whole pizza for the amount of calories of probably 1 slice of the regular ham. This is going to be delicious. The prosciutto is super salty, so the salt's going to add to the sweetness. You're going to get the salty and the sweet from the pineapple. And this is a diet pizza. Okay. And then with some pineapple on there, nice big chunks. You can use fresh pineapple too. And then I would just put a little bit of pineapple juice in the sauce. Fresh grilled pineapple is the best, actually. And then I got a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano. Just do a little sprinkling, mostly for saltiness on the pineapple. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of the Italian style shredded cheese blend. We'll just see here. It's actually provolone, pizza mozzarella, parmesan, and assaggio cheese. But we're just going to use it sparingly because it's a diet pizza. All right, now it would have been wise for me to move it off the parchment paper onto the pizza screen before I dressed my pizza, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. There it is. No problem at all. So yeah, when I let the pizza cure, I put it on the parchment paper and let it dry out overnight. And I think we're going to do this on the barbecue. I got the barbecue all sparked up. All right, let's take her away. All right, so barbecue's up to about 400. That's just about perfect. I think this baby can get up to about 600. Okay, and then we'll cover it up so the cheese will get all melty. All right, we got my diet Hawaiian pizza. We'll get it Chicago thin crust. Now we'll give it a cut, see how crispy we got it. Now, true Chicago thin crust gets cut into squares. That comes from the speakeasies. It made it more easy to share in the pubs and bars in Chicago if you cut it into squares, and it promoted the drinking of beer. Oh yeah, you can hear it's nice and crispy. All right, let's take a look. Oh yeah, nice little leoparding. Pretty good for a whole wheat pizza. Give a little sample here. Super crispy, crunchy. I'm gonna say that's my best diet pizza so far. Thanks for watching another episode of Tiki Pizza. I'm Chappie and this is Mookie. What's that, Mookie? Mookie says you better subscribe or she's gonna bite you. See you next time on Tiki Pizza.